Hi my loves and welcome back to another video. Today's a Q&A. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I asked you guys if you had any questions for me, any comments or whatever. So let's get into it. Before I start though, this is coffee. Do you know what time it is? I don't know. Is that visible? That's a 2. That's a 2 in front of the 1. It's 9:01 p.m. and I'm drinking coffee. Why? Cause like a dumbass, I waited until the last minute to film all the content. Well, not all the content, but most of the content that I had planned for while I'm at my friend's house. So if you didn't watch last week's vlog, damn, my hair looks weird. Am I just thinking about myself too much? Maybe that's what it is. Okay, that's a clear part. All right, if you didn't watch last week's vlog, I mentioned that I'm house sitting for my friend as she does what she does across the globe. She'll be back in a couple of days, which means I'm gonna be done house sitting and I'm gonna go back to my own place. So I've been recording content here and there, yes, but not as much as I should, and I left all of it until today. I mean, granted, I was working, I was just doing a lot on the side as well, but I really should have just taken the time. Anywho, we're here now. This is the last piece of content I'm recording today, but I'm drinking the coffee because I kind of want to start editing most of it so it gets out of the way, because when I have a lot of stuff that I've recorded but not edited, my mind feels all over the place. But anyway, that's not what you asked for. You asked a few questions and I'm here to answer them. So let's get into it. Question number 1. How do you see yourself in a year? That's a good one. I really want to not make an entire living off social media, but like at least a third or half of what I'm bringing in is from socials. The reason why I want that to happen is because it's going to encourage me to keep going. You know, social media is all fun and games, like creating content, love it, but it's very time consuming, and if it's not giving you anything back in return, then you know, at some point you end up resenting it. I don't want to end up resenting it. So, or you end up I guess the wording would be selling yourself out, like you do stuff just to go viral and not because you're actually enjoying them. And I really don't want to get to that point. So that's where I see myself. I see myself regularly working out. I mean, I already am right now, but I want to I'm here in terms of working out. I want to be here, you know? So slowly we're getting there. I see myself traveling lots. And yeah, it's only a year, so let's leave it at that for a year. What editing tools do you use? So I actually have this on my phone. Don't know if y'all can see it. Is that visible? So this is Visco. I'll also take a screen. Let me take a screenshot right now, actually. All right. So this is Visco, but I don't really use it like that. It's just, it happens to be there just for the aesthetic. This is Freeform that just comes with the phone. I don't really use it either. This is Bazart. Anything to do with photo editing, like collage making and stuff. The cover arts that I do and everything, actually all were done on here. All? Most? Yeah, all were done on here. And then we go to RNI Films, which is what I use to edit most of the Instagram pictures that you see. Lens Buddy, which is what helps me take the pictures if I'm alone but I want pictures that are not like selfies or whatever. I just put it on, put the timer on, set how many pictures I want to take in one go, and I use that. This is Snapseed. I use it for editing, but not as much as RNI Films. Honestly, this is the one I use the most. This and Bazart are the ones I use the most. This is Peachy. So if I want to conceal something or make something stand out, this is what I'm gonna use. Every time I get this question and I go through this, I make sure to mention Peachy is one of those apps where you can modify how you look. And I'm saying reduce waist size, you know, the whole 9. I would not advise you to do that because once you start, it's really hard to stop. I've seen it happen. Obviously you can do whatever you want, but I just wanted to put out that disclaimer, and you know, everyone's beautiful. the way they are, okay? No need to modify all that. This is scroll, which is the one, you know, when you scroll through a picture on Instagram and it looks like one huge picture, but it's carousels. That's the one I use for that. And CapCut, we all know CapCut is for videos. Although they've been acting very brand new. Why am I sweating? I can't even turn the fan on or else the sound's gonna... Anywho, let me do this real quick and then I'm gonna get back to everything. But yeah, CapCut has been acting very brand new. And that happens to all apps actually. They start off really nice and then once they start getting a little fame, they start charging for everything. So, I mean, that's the thing. In 1 year, if I'm making enough money on socials, I don't mind paying for CapCut. But right now, it's not giving me enough for me to put into it. You know what I mean? So, I'm on the lookout for new video editing apps. Please let me know if you have any. For YouTube, I used to use DaVinci Resolve, which made me feel so cool. It made me feel like a director, like a movie director. It's so cool, but it takes up a lot of space. Even the files themselves, the ones that you download, like the videos that you end up editing, they're just so large for no reason. So I'm using CapCut on the computer. That hasn't changed yet. For some reason, there's a disconnect. The computer version and the phone version, they're different in terms of what they're charging for. So I'm still using CapCut for YouTube. The lighting keeps going on. Anyway, sorry guys, this is what I get for doing things last minute. Anywho, yeah, that's that to answer your question. Next up, who is your idol? I don't know if I have any. I think last time someone asked me this and I had like a proper answer to it was my parents. And I mean, they still are, to be honest. They really still are in terms of like living, how to navigate life. The older I get, the more I see what they sacrificed, where maybe they could have done better and stuff, but I'm still like, you know, you did that. So I don't know. If you were telling me like who's my idol, I don't think I have one. Yeah, I don't think I have any others, really. There's a few people whose traits I admire, but I'm not like, oh my god, I want to be you. No. Next question. It's not really a question. It's Sam telling me, I miss you, babe. I miss you too, boo. Oh my god, it's been how many years? Almost 10. Has it almost? It's been like 8 years since the last time I saw you. That's crazy. When are you coming through? Or when am I coming through? Next question, how did your interest for astrology start? That's such a good one, thank you. So this was 2019, end of 2018, beginning 2019, around that time. I started seeing a lot of things that, like, eventually in my mind it was like, okay, this is not all a coincidence, there's something happening, right? Actually, my love for astrology and like spirituality, what I now believe in, which is, God, this is such a loaded question. What I believe in is, yes, there is a God, and God created the earth, everything around us as well, but God created the planet in a way that it was meant to help us in our life journey. So the plants out here, they're here to help us. Obviously we eat some of them, others make for great medicine, stuff like that, right? The soil is meant to help us grow those plants. Water, I don't have to say much about water, we all know it, we all love it. And that's where rocks and gemstones as well come in. So some gemstones have different properties that you know, some soothe you, others, I mean, gemstones are a whole other ball game, but basically what I believe in, there is a God, 100%, and everything that surrounds us is designed to help us in our life journey. It's very simple. And so that also includes the sky, the stars, astrology. Yes, like I came to that conclusion around the same time that I started getting into astrology. Like I started seeing tweets here and there and I was like, oh, that's interesting, that's fun, blah blah blah. And the thing with me is like the moment I'm interested in something, if I'm interested enough, I'll learn as much as I can about that thing. And around that time, it happened to be astrology, and I was very, very much unemployed. So I had ample time to get into it, and I learned the basics, which is basically what I know, like the 12 signs, the 12 houses, what they represent, you know, all of that. It clicked in my mind. I think I read it enough times for it to click. Or was I intentional about learning? I actually don't remember that part. All I know is like I found myself just having knowledge that not most people have, and I was like, oh, this is nice. So once in a while I'll, you know, tell people this is what's going on, astrologically speaking, this is how it's gonna affect you, blah blah blah. But I'm not gonna make, like, I don't make it a habit, because I know some people obviously don't believe in it, and it's fine. I'm not gonna force anyone to believe in what I believe in, right? But if you ask me, I'll be like, yeah, this is what's going on, da 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 da. So yeah, that's how it started. What's the biggest lesson you've learned since starting the channel? Patience. Oh my god, patience. So the first ever video that I posted is still the best performing video. And I've seen it with a bunch of artists and creators. They start something and everyone's like, oh my god, yay, let's support. And then people start falling off along the way. But also you pick up other people along the way, you know? And that's, I guess, how you build like your actual audience. It starts off being like a bunch of friends and family and stuff. And then some mess with it, some don't, some forget to check in, which is completely fine. Like, life happens, I get it. But eventually you start building an audience that follows you for your content and not because they know you, if that makes sense. That process takes a while. I've seen it on all other social media platforms. I've seen it with other people, with other creators, with other artists. And in here, I understand how it goes, and I understand it takes time. But right here, when I post a video and it has 30 views on YouTube, like TikTok, cool. It didn't take that long to make the video. But YouTube? Literally the other day, me and my man were having a conversation where I said if in about 6 months I don't see significant growth here, I might change the way I do things. So I'll still create content, yes, but not as consistently and more to a private audience. Because at the end of the day, this is like putting yourself out there, and it's nerve-wracking. As much as I've done it for a while now, it's still nerve-wracking to some extent, you know? It's still opening up to criticism, to not all bad things, not all criticism, you know, to love. Like, I've gotten a lot of love from here, from other social platforms, and I'm so grateful for that. But there's a, you know, there's a downside to it as well. And again, that thing of like, where do I see myself in a year? If it's not providing enough good against the bad, then I might just have to like change how I approach it. And yeah, my videos are gonna be private, but I'm still gonna make them, you know? Anyway, that's how I'm thinking about it right now. But to answer your question, what's the biggest lesson that I've learned since starting the channel? Patience. Because even those, in 6 months, I'm gonna, I was this close to doing it. And then I was like, wait, it hasn't even been a year. So let's wait. Next question, describe your perfect day. My perfect day is a day of doing nothing. Like, no plans, nothing. I wake up when I want. I have breakfast when I want. I do a little yoga, stretching, just like a cute, calm workout. Maybe walk, you know, but nothing crazy. And I listen to some music. I watch my little silly shows. And I know I don't need to sleep at a certain time because I don't need to wake up at a certain time the next day. I'm just, my perfect day is freedom to do whatever. And I'm gonna be lazy. Someone actually asked me this question recently. I think we were playing that card game. We're not, We're not really humans. We're all really humans. We're not really strangers. Where did I get the humans from? We were playing that game and this came up. Someone asked me this question and I think I was more thorough in my answer to them, but that's basically it. I just need the freedom to do whatever I want and be lazy. What have you been working on? Just this content, yeah, in all aspects of my life, professional and leisure. It's content. Honestly, I do need to pick up a hobby very soon that I do regularly. I need to set aside some time for a hobby. Like, it used to be making clothes, sewing and stuff. Maybe I'll go back to that, or maybe knitting. I don't know. I need to pick up something though. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. What are you listening to? Other than that, I'm not really the type to make playlists, you know? I don't know what it is. I understand the appeal, but I'm not the type to just make playlists, so I don't have playlists. What I do is, if I'm feeling like listening to a certain artist or a certain album, I'll just go there. If it's an artist, I'll hit shuffle. If it's an album, I'll just play the whole thing. So most recently, I've been listening to Tecla, the deluxe version. I'm assuming this is the deluxe version. Tecla Plus, Motomami, Mabel, Train to the Sky, Ego Death, His, Rema, Made in Lagos, of course, when in doubt. Yeah, artists, ABBA, always. I mean, Pusha T, duh. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And actually, that marks the end of the Q&A. Hi guys, it's the next morning and I got asked another question. Alright, I'm back. So this question came in a little after I finished filming the Q&A video. And I won't say from who, but someone. The reason why I can't sing 7 p.m. rap is not emphatic, Grace. He's asking, what's wrong with having a pet rat? That's his question. And that goes into a seemingly never-ending conversation we have where he just comes up with the most insane pets. Like, what happened to a regular cat and dog? What's wrong with that? The most insane pet that I want to have is a rabbit. But with him, oh my god, anywho, right now we're on the rats because I've turned down quite a few already. It's time to turn down rats. And yeah, that's the question. What's wrong with having a pet rat? And my answer is everything. I told him whoever watches this is gonna laugh at him, and he goes, it's so funny. But yeah, back to me saying bye last night because I looked better last night. That's honestly as many questions as I have the capacity to take. Let me get to editing all the content that I was filming. If you've made it this far, thank you. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week because we're on this consistency streak.